Hey, this is Walt from StogieReview.com here with another video cigar review. Not quite back to the full-blown reviews just yet. Was actually hoping to do one this time around, but time got away from me this morning and I wasn't able to record one, so it's now the evening and I'm pressing to get this done before morning. So I've got sort of a short ashes first impression kind of a look at a new cigar. And I'm going to try to keep this video between 5 and 8 minutes or so. And so with that said, let's dive right into it. Now the cigar I'm going to be smoking is one that is not released yet, but however will be relatively soon. I received a text message from Abe Flores from Pinar del Rio. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. Asking me for an address. He wanted to send me some cigars to try out. So I sent him my address, and then a few days later I got a package in the mail. 2 cigars, 4 of one, 3 of the other. And the one I was most eager to smoke is the one that I'm going to be doing a review of tonight. And that is the Pinar del Rio Reserva Dominicana Capa Oscura. This is from the 1878 line. There we go. Now, this the 1878 already exists in a Capa Maduro. Now, if you remember, I did a review some time ago on that one, and I believe it is heavily marketed by Thompson, and they carry a pretty decent price, but that is this one. And to be honest with you, I haven't ordered any of them just because of the retailer exclusivity kind of a thing with Thompson. I just prefer not to order from them. But this is the PDR 1878 Capa Maduro. This was sent to me by Debo. It's the Lancero, and the other new one is the Capa Natural, and that is this one here. This is a Robusto. So original, new, and new. Now the difference between this cigar and this cigar, aside from the blend, which I'll talk about later, is it's you're not gonna be able to see it because it's in cellophane, but this has a clean foot. This one has sort of folded over, weird mutilated foot, just uncut, I guess the best way to describe it. So you get a little bit of flaking going on when you initially light it. It's just sort of rapidly folded over the foot of the cigar, and all 3 of which have a pigtail. So, you know what the cigars are. Now let's briefly, I got a letter from Abe too. And he says, here's some new cigars that I know you'll like. One is the PDR 1878 Cubana Special Capa Natural. It is the same blend as the Maduro, but with an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. The other is a special new blend, the PDR 1878 Reserva Dominicana Capa Oscura. The wrapper is a Habano Dominican Republic, binder is Habano Dominican Republic. The fillers are Corojo Criollo 98, both from Dominican Republic. So it is 100% Dominican Puro. And Abe tells me that these cigars will launch next IPCPR, but he's trying to get them out there a little bit. He wants a couple of people to try them, and he's going to be pre-releasing to 50 shops nationwide for the holidays. 2,000 boxes of the red labels, and he says that the 50 accounts will be current accounts that support Pinar del Rio. He doesn't mention the natural, so that may be coming out at IPCPR instead of around the holidays. So you've got the little informational spiel. So I'm going to cut off the camera, clip the cigar, light it, and I'll be back and we'll talk a little bit about flavor and whatnot. Well, I'm about halfway through my PDR 1878 Reserva Dominicana, and so far I'm really enjoying it. One of the characteristics, I'm just looking for some type of word, about the 1878 Maduro was that it was just tremendously smoky. Smoke just wafted off the end of the cigar, filled the room with residual smoke, and I was just amazed by how much smoke it put off. And the red label cousin seems to be doing pretty much the same thing. It's not quite as dense in here as when I smoked the 1878s, but I'm still kind of marinating in my own smoke, and I do have an exhaust fan running, and it's still not able to keep the room clear, and typical cigars are usually fairly clear in here. But this one just produces tons and tons of smoke. The draw is fairly loose, and I'm getting less smoke volume now. I hit, I don't know whether it's just a less dense spot within the cigar, within the filler, or what the cause may be, but it's getting kind of airy. I don't foresee it continuing for the rest of the cigar. I do think I'll burn through it, but I don't know quite when. You know, I wasn't checking for soft spots before I lit the cigar up, but it is kind of soft down towards the foot, but you know, then again, it could be just from the heat. You know, and with the Maduro, you know, I fell into that common misconception that, you know, a really dark cigar was going to be strong, and you know, I was really surprised by just how mild the Maduro was. Now, this one follows a similar path, although this is more medium than mild. I find those Maduros mild, and this one is a good solid medium bodied. I could easily smoke one of these in the morning with a cup of coffee. I think it would be fantastic. I'm just pairing it with a little Eagle Rare single barrel bourbon right now, which is actually mostly water from melted ice. But it's smoking very well. You know, one of the interesting things I've been finding with these cigars, which is kind of disappointing, but down towards the band, at least the Connecticut's tend to get a little sour. So I'm really interested to see how this cigar is going to turn out. Now, I've smoked 3 of the Connecticut's. All of them got sour towards the band. So far, this one's staying crisp, and the flavors are nice and pronounced. It's got a little bit of a salty kind of flavor going on in the background, and it's got just a nice creamy natural tobacco core flavor that I'm enjoying quite a bit. It's got a nice spicy component to it, and it really hits you through the sinuses. That last puff, actually my eyes are about to water, but it's got a real heavy spicy, or not so much spicy, kind of a combination between spicy and hot, sort of like a good horseradish will do to you, where you get that heat coming through your nose. I'm getting a similar effect out of the cigar when I retrohale, you know, the bulk of what I'm puffing. You know, I'm getting a little bit of a nutty flavor here and there. It's got a nice, pleasant room aroma. It's not offensive at all. You know, all in all, you know, I'm enjoying the cigar. Smoke volume, again, it's still a little airy. The ashes holds a nice compacted shape. It's not very strong. It's kind of soft. So a gentle tap over the ashtray will knock this off. It'll kind of hit the ashtray and poof. It has that sort of powdery effect when it hits the hard ashtray. But you know, I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna come back one last time, I think, back when I get down around the bands, just to check in and see how things are going. If it gets that sour flavor like the other ones have. And so I'll see you then. Alright, well, I popped the bands off, and I'm not getting any of that sour flavor that I was getting out of the Connecticut's. So it must be isolated to just that blend, or just that batch, or whatever the case may be. You know, there's really nothing more to add. I just wanted to come back and let you know that this one's smoking really well down beyond the bands, and I'm very happy with it. I'm not sure what the price point would be, but I would imagine it's relatively close to whatever the Maduro is, and from what I understand, it's a pretty affordable stick. So with that said, I really don't have any other information on the cigar. I'm going to close it out. So until next time, happy smoking.